All right. Good morning, my people. Good morning so much. We are here once again. Today is May the 15th of 2020.
I can hear. I can hear you.
What
Okay,
about now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I pressed this button. I thought it was off. I didn't know I was turning it on. I mean, I was turning it off. I didn't know it was on. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, my name is Mona Chinsag, and I'm here with my wonderful sisters. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a good topic today. I know you guys must have seen it somehow, so we can't wait to kick off the show for today. And I'm gonna have my sisters introduce themselves. Sisters, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good morning, our viewers. We have a lot to discuss today, and we are nearer to our destination. If you
Mm.
don't get it up to now, I don't know what else we can. I don't even know how we can help you. But please, 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 we are so close, so close. All you need to do is do your own part. Do your own part. Do not distract us in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, my name is Dr. Augusta Nosike. Thank you for joining us. As I said earlier, we have a lot to discuss. So be patient. Thank you for being here.
And thank you, our viewers. Thank you, my sisters. We appreciate you for coming. Please share. Help us send this message. That's what you can do for us. That's what you can do for your people. When they hear it, they will not go and die. My name is Dr. Ekwi Simon Okube, and I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. So give us food for thought before we start. I am different. You are different. We are all different and unique. That's how God made us. You did not need to be me, and I do not need to be you. You just need to be the best you that you can be.
Yes, so
While I work on being the best me that I can be. I know it's hard work sometimes, but if we can do this together, we will become the best us, and unstoppable people. Thank you.
thank you, sister, for that. Yep, I'm ready to become the best me. So the question then is, are you ready to be the best you? There is no competition here. There is job to be done. We are going home, and soon we'll be reaching our destination. So our topic today is self-determination and justice for the indigenous peoples of Nigeria, the NINAS pathway. You guys have heard about the NINAS over and over again. I went to this huge conference this week, and people was talking about their research interests and all these things, all the fancy stuff they have done. And I just mentioned mine a little bit, and I dove into Nina's part where they were like, huh? But guess what? At the end of the day, I got the best comment. Great work, Mona. We can't believe you're doing this and doing the other stuff. I said, listen, the freedom of my people is more important to me. So we have heard about Nina's pathway. A lot of white people heard about Nina's pathway this week because I made sure that information go.
Amen.
So awesome. So according to Pastor Paul Ade Farasen, I work hard today to pronounce this name. You can see the purpose of the
Good
justice
job,
is
sister.
the purpose of the law is justice. This our brother have said. We saw the video that went viral. We'll be playing that very soon. He said, "How can a country without a constitution have a law that can provide and secure justice for the people? If the law is the byproduct of constitution and the indigenous peoples of Nigeria have not made their constitution, therefore, it means that they will never get justice under the so-called military decree known as 1999 Constitution. So while we are in distress, our dishonest politicians, religious entities, and academic elites of Nigeria, they hooked up with our external and internal colonizers in our enslavement of our people while they're sharing our resources. But as God will have it, NINAS came up with the best exit strategy that will allow us to reclaim our sovereignty and obtain justice. What is NINA's pathway? It's a no-brainer. If you go on our website, www.ninasffn.org, the information is out there. We'll be posting that link, by the way. Nina's part where we are talking about jettisoning the illegitimate 1999 military decree, which in 2018 we activated the constitutional force major. I mean, 2020 activated December of 2020. We activated the constitutional force major. We also, with Anina's pathway, we also want to work with the current government to start the transition process while the ethnic nationalities exercise their right to self-determination via referendum process. We are also talking about taking the ethnic nationalities through referendum process to determine what form of state and governance that they want. Because some people, when our brother Tony shows up on their platform, they are all over the place. Please, can you guys stop stressing my brother and go on Nina's website? Is that easy? We made it, I think it's written in elementary level, where if you've managed to finish secondary school, you should sort of understand where we're going. We are not here to reconstruct, deconstruct anything. We are here to take down like this, like whoopie and whoopoo. And finally, on the Nina's pathway, we are also looking to the looking at the transition to the new state and the governance structure chosen by the people. As the national discussion continues, and those that think they owe it a duty of faith to wipe us all out, as they continue their mission of conquest, we are going to take you guys down the lane, the pathway today, to understand where we're going when we talk about self-determination and justice. If we recall the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, which we have mentioned here in our show, which they adopted in 2007, states that Indigenous peoples have the right to self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. So to start off today, we're going to play the first video by Pastor Paul, the gym guy. One of my friends said he's the gym guy, the gym pastor. I said, don't hate. All you have to do is get up 4 o'clock in the morning and go and work out. So we are going to play his
At least
video.
he wants to be alive and lead his people into
Yeah,
freedom.
you have to be fit. You don't want mama to come. You say, I ran. No, I didn't know I can run. No, you should
Yeah.
be flying if you want to
No.
fly. So our brother
No.
got it down.
He should know.
Yeah, he's well rounded. He got it packed. All right, so let me play this
Yep.
first video.
And that's why that 99th constitution needs to be properly, in fact, it ought to be jettisoned. And an authentic document of the people and our best representatives need to come together and put together the terms of our agreement as federating regions or components and the laws that work for our country. We now live in a situation where men are writing unjust laws, and the purpose of law is justice. But when the unjust write laws, they write injustice, and that's what we have to live.
Okay. Stop sharing. All right, sister, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the statements he made that really. Before we go, please, we are also on YouTube. Okay, we are
Yes.
also on YouTube. So, guys, please, you can go to YouTube and share, please. So, one of the statements he made that really, got me going is that he said men are writing unjust laws, and that 1999 Constitution is draconian. That 1999 Constitution is evil. That 1999 Constitution is a mess. So that is what he meant by unjust laws, because the way it is written, it is not for we the people. Haba. That constitution is not for we the people. And that is why our people are working so hard for their self-determination. Now let's do this. What does self-determination mean to you? To a lot of people, it means different things. But let me just break it down. One of the first things it means is sovereignty. You have you are the owner of your own space. That is what it means. Territorial integrity, security. As we are talking about security in the east, talking about security in the west, security everywhere, You should be able to secure your own space. That's what self-determination means. Be able to secure your own space. Self-actualization. Self-defense. Oh my God, I cannot overemphasize that, because you should be able to defend yourself. When somebody comes and wants to kill you, you should be out there to throw back whatever the person is bringing towards you. Self-defense. We cannot over-explain that one. Banning of open grazing. Remember that recently the southern governors gathered and they talked about banning open grazing. We are like, you guys came late. We should have done this like long time ago and probably stand on it. You understand? But there's this northerner. I don't know where the guy came from. He's saying that the southerners, the southern governors have betrayed them. So that's to tell you that what we're experiencing in that country is not far-fetched. We've been saying it from day one. These people meant what they are doing. They are doing what they want to do. Let's not be sentimental about it. This is the game plan. That's been the agenda, like Bobo Tibo has been the agenda a long time ago. So they have maintained it.
You can see. That means our people did the right thing for the first time.
First time. Yes.
Because this is what those people that the caliphate appointed to come and lead us cannot do.
Exactly.
So to them it's betrayal. Like, how dare you?
Dare you?
How dare you do something that will benefit your people? How dare you? These people are supposed to be killed. They are slaves. They are supposed to be destroyed. How dare you want to protect them? It's a betrayal to caliphate.
So the caliphate, exactly.
We are telling them, we are just starting.
We are just coming.
We have not done betrayal.
That's what I'm telling that people. I say, be cool, low temper, because we are almost there. You just gotta cool it. So they are surprised that suddenly the southern governors, the kind of knot that they used to tie their brain has, to a certain extent, one of the knots has dropped. So they can't believe it. How dare you go and be declaring open grazing? And no. That is to tell you that our people are beginning to gather some momentum. Yes, they are. So that's part of the self-determination. Using coal to generate electricity. I know in those days growing up, Enugu used to be called the coal city. And there's a reason for that. Because the coal generated in Enugu used to be exported in those days. In driving trains, ship, this Titanic ship, I'm sure it was bought from Enugu in those days when Titanic, was on. So those are the things, those are the things that my Enugu could produce. And guess what? It generates electricity. A lot of it. And we are in a country where the Enugu governor or the Enugu people, let me not even use the governor. The Enugu governor cannot benefit from the sources that come from their land. I mean, it's I don't know what to say. In which environment does that happen? You understand? So that is what we're calling part of self-determination. Building roads to stop accident and untimely death. My mom died almost 15 years ago on Bini Ore Road. That road also claimed her nephew so many years earlier. The exact same road. I am wondering, what is because the roads in Nigeria, they are death traps. They are death traps.
The roads in our area, because when you go to Kaduna and Abuja, they actually have roads.
That's true.
That goes towards our area that they left.
That is so true. That is so true. From Kaduna to Kano, back and forth is express road. 2 hours, you are there one time. But the road leading to the eastern region, leading from Midwest going down, messed up, totally messed up.
Yeah.
Totally messed up. And we're telling our people it's no longer prayer and fasting.
No.
It's doing what is right. Because if we have our own self-determination, that road will be fixed. See, I go to work every day from my city to another city, and there's this just one tiny junction. They've been repairing that junction for a very long time. At the time, they now wanted to expand because they are working on the roads every day here in the United States. And you're wondering, why can't the road from Benin to Ore, why can't that road be fixed? As I said, my mom's nephew died almost 10 years earlier, before my mom died. So that's and the same spot, the same location, the same road. their car flipped, and you know.
So why can't it be fixed? If it's fixed now, your people will not die. But they want your people to die. Why would they fix the road now? It's death trap for everyone. If you want to go for visa, we travel all the time. If you want to go for visa interview for anything, of course they don't have embassy for you. Meanwhile, you're the one that travels all the time. There's no embassy for you near you. So you have to go to other people's land. And then there's death trap. You all die on that road. Okay. So we are saying self-determination. What it means to us. My sister, please go ahead.
It means a lot. And for the people that say we are trying to succeed, because you guys pack well, pack one side. We are not interested in that. Move. I've spoken move. Because it doesn't make sense. These are fundamental, these are basic needs. These are like,
but we don't even know what we are thinking that will remain there till now. We don't even know how did we even stay till. What did they even drug us with? That we even stayed. That is now that we're even really. Are you kidding me?
That is so sad. Then you now come to educational system. You understand? The educational system that we practice, but you know, this, as Afafu said, these people, they had the agenda from day one. Probably we were blinded, or as Sister we said, what did they give us? They gave us Fura de Nunu, and we kept on drinking, and we forgot ourselves because.
But I will find out what they gave us. So they drugged us. I'm not saying we will do research. We will find whether is it the case. Is it the
immunization, the vaccine that they brought?
We will find what they did. They did something. This thing was done intentionally and systematically, because it is not possible that the people will be dying this way and be quiet and continue to follow like sheep. That
like sheep without a shepherd, like people with fish brain. No, they
did
made
something
us
to our brain. Something happened. We'll find out.
No question. Something happened. Of course, the educational system, they introduced the system of education that will not even benefit us. And apart from that, they made it in such a way that there's somebody from the Fulani play. Let's just keep calling Fulani because we have some Hausas that are genuine people. So probably let's just line it around where the real problem is from. They would have 15% in JAM, and you see them ending up as general manager of
1.5.
You would have scored 230 something, you will not get admission into school.
That's how they smuggle their people into strategic places.
Exactly.
So that's why when you hear one lawyer or one professor from that territory, that's the Alliance territory, he's talking like
that went to school with that money a year and half.
Exactly. So he said, how did they get into the system? That was what was done. They did that to smuggle their Itibolibo people agents that they want to use to hold us down, to tie us and make sure we do not realize our destiny. They said it now. Ahmad Bello said it. He said you must not allow them to get their destiny. You must not allow them to realize their future. You must not allow them to be human beings. You will make sure that they are slaves and they will continue to be slaves through systematic means. So these things we are done. Go ahead, please, my sister.
Yeah, through systematic means. So, because even if you look at it now, our own people are probably the most educated, but at the end of the day, it's like our education does not even mean anything. It does not mean anything.
Of the system now. What are they teaching you? Education that does not give you history of your place.
History of your place.
Yes. Autumn just put it back. You put history in the place. And this is what we're telling our governors, that the continuous force majeure has not given you right to do what you couldn't do before. All the things that your people need, we are no more talking. That's the action we are talking about. Some people say action. Action doesn't mean to carry gun and be running inside bush looking for cow to shoot. That's not the action we are talking about. The governors are free now to begin to do the things they couldn't do before. That's what constitutional force majeure by NINAS has done for you. So Autumn, you are doing the right thing. He has told his people to arm themselves. First, he converted all the women to men. He said, all women, you are now men. No woman, no man. Everybody, there's war. All women are now men. And then now he said, okay, we are putting back history into it and education. This is what we're saying.
That's what we're talking about.
Because Give our people what they like. Biduzo. Our governors, wake up, cheer for. Start. Please go ahead.
Sister, you should say, I can't. When I read that this morning about Governor Autumn, I was like, where has this guy been all along? Because
No,
he's beginning to take a bull.
No, he understands constitutional force majeure. You know, we are working with them. NINAS is working with all of them. He understands what NINAS is preaching. He has been schooled on the advantages of NINAS protocol.
Yeah.
So you will see more governors waking up. And that's what we're telling our people. That preaching, governor, do this, that's not the way. They are being tied. That constitution tied them and they will never do anything, otherwise they will kill them.
Exactly.
But the constitutional force majeure that was done on the 16th of December 2020 liberated our people, gave back power to where it belongs. Yes, the governors of the states, you are free to do what you need to do for your people because the jinx is broken. Whatever that caliphate used to tie you is been destroyed.
Amen.
Please go ahead, my sister.
Yeah. So I'm so impressed that they are beginning to, have, you understand what I mean? I don't want to call some certain things here. They're beginning to have it. And I'm glad. And I'm glad. So you still have all the power. Remember, we said we are in the process of people power. Now, exactly, the power has gone back to the people. And we are beginning to demand what is right for us. So, governors, we are behind you. Just do the right thing. That's all we want you to do. Because they have succeeded. These people they really messed us up big time. I was talking to somebody one day and I said, why did we even wait this long to realize all this mistake? How did we remain in this hell for so long, so long, that it became normal? You understand? There's a certain level you will be in a condition and that condition will become normal to you. You think it's normal, but it's not. It's because these people had an agenda from day one and they never deviated from their agenda. So we're telling our people that it is not late. Thank God for the CFM. We cannot thank God enough for it because that has broken the power, the grip that the caliphate has on our people. And because each time they keep quoting that 1999 constitution as the bone of contention, or they keep quoting that 1999 constitution.
You need to tell them what CFM is because they may think it's Chioma Francis Amunach.
Okay, because the CFM is constitutional force majeure because it's constitutional force majeure. So it's constitutional force majeure. Please, that has broken that grip that the caliphate has over our people, and we still have more to do. So as I was talking about self-determination, these people, they allow us to carry Bible without having the knowledge of God. It's everybody now is a preacher. Everybody is preaching up and down. What they're preaching, they don't even have an idea of what they're preaching. You understand? And we are telling our people, it's time for us to have our freedom. It's time for us to get back what rightfully belongs to us. The education, information, it's so important for us to have it. And that is why every Saturday we come here as daughters of truth to give this information out to our people. That is what we do here. We are not here to do any fancy thing. No. Trust me, we are the busiest women you can find on this planet Earth. I'm not. So, but the fact is that we have dedicated this Saturday morning to be able to bring that information to our people so that they will understand where we are. We are investing our money to educate and train our people. The self-determination is important until we get our new nation. We are going to get our new nation. It's a matter of time. And I'm not kidding. Very puku, small time. That is what we are looking at. Self-determination means building state-of-the-art hospital. We need to have that. You can imagine every time even the governors, they come abroad here to come and take Panadol. I mean, it doesn't make sense. They would leave their country and come here to come and do one simple surgery. Very, very simple surgery that could have been done by any doctor back home.
Yeah, even ordering their medications here now. They will order their medications
from here
and have it next to them because they can afford it.
They can afford it.
Sisters are nowhere to be found.
They can afford it because they are using the money that is meant for them to have built a very, very good hospital. They wouldn't want to do that because, of course, this money goes directly to their pockets. So we're asking our people that it is not late. We can build that hospital where our people will be treated. And not when our people are sick, you now go to one pastor, the pastor will do your abracadabra and think you've gotten healing. No, God never works like that. So we have to do all these things. Eh? So let's start doing the needful. And it is now. And I'm so excited. So excited. You know, sometimes I just want to run my mouth because I can't imagine us just the way I feel right now is like we're having our nation tomorrow. It is that close. So for those that are distracting what we are doing, please pack well. For those governors that are beginning to wake up, please wake up the rest. For those pastors that are beginning to talk like Pastor Defarasi with his grammar and eloquence, please, we need more of those. If you are not as grammatically handsome as the man is, can you be like normal and speak anyhow and let our people get their freedom? Because it's all about our freedom. We don't care how you say it, provided you can preach the gospel out there to our people. And the gospel that we need now is the gospel of self-determination. Mm-hmm. Don't come and preach healing. For us to get healing, we have to get our self-determination first. Because from there, our healing will come naturally. Mm-hmm. A hungry man is an angry man. If there's if you like, preach from today to preach from Genesis to Revelation, and you've not given the guy food, he will not understand what you are saying. So let's healing. Yeah, let's.
What healing are you talking about? When they give us olive oil, and they go and go abroad for treatment, and they give us olive oil to be pouring on our head.
To be rubbing on our head. Or those that are pretending to be waking dead people up and down.
Rather than talk to their political friends to build hospitals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Rather than talk to their political friends to build hospitals for us.
Rather than even talk to the government about the recent insecurity in the system, they are actually having mopo surrounding them in their cars, in their motors, in everything. So
it's called business partnership. They are business partners.
No, they are one of those franchises we've been talking about, and these franchises are coming down whether you all like it or not. Amen. Thank you so much. I mean, okay.
I know. So to stress the things that we are talking about churches here, I'm going to play our next video. You can see that it's not just us. People have been feeling this all along. It's just that maybe some of them did not have the audacity to speak. But currently, as we are here shouting it, because we are not against anyone. All we want, if you are standing in the pipeline for the freedom of our people, we will take you down. Sorry, even if you're God, if your name is God, and you decide that our people will not have freedom, God will bring you down and burn you. So we just want you to understand that it's not personal. All we are asking is for people to allow freedom to reign in our land. Is that too much to ask for? So don't think it's about your pastor or whatever. Sometimes we may be rough around the edges with the words that we use. It's frustration. We just want freedom for our people. So to demonstrate some of these things that my sister just spoke about, I am going to play the next video, which is here. You guys know this brother.
Have you seen how useless and stupidity religion has made a black man, especially Nigerians, to become? Nigeria pastors and bishops and reverends has made every average Nigerian Christian to become so stupid as before the world. And that is why they are dying in daily basis, because they are under the control of the so-called brainwashed pastors and bishops that are fooling them in Nigeria in daily basis. Just what you are watching here, this is a pastor in Nigeria. The pastor is being protected with military personnel, with police officers, with full-loaded arms, magazine, AK-47. Now, the same pastor has his own olive oil and sticker that he is giving to his members for protection. A Nigeria graduate, a citizen of Nigeria who is a graduate, as a member of this man church, buys olive oil and sticker from this man church for his own protection and his family.
Oh, dear.
Why the man that are selling the olive oil to them is being protected with mopos, with guns, with magazines? Is this not foolishness?
Oh, dear.
That is why Africans don't know the meaning of security. Because Nigerian Christian leaders are busy covering them with the blood of Jesus every day. And that is why Nigerian citizens dies every day more than the animals in America and Europe. The Europeans that brought Christianity to Africa mount one of the best satellites on the sky, monitoring their city.
Oh dear, monitoring everywhere.
In Nigeria is hanging what they call chaplet, their pastor's picture, their pastor's pin-up or whatever, on their neck, and they are putting a pin-up on their chest in the name of protection. These people are people who are traveling on a death trap road in daily basis, and they are dying. But Nigerian Christian leader has made them to start giving a testimony that their fellow human being died on a bad road, and them themselves did not die. So Nigerian Christians celebrate the death of their fellow human being, and they use it as a miracle. We are 20 in that bus, and 10 died, and not among those who died. Instead of fighting how that road will be repaired, so that he will not be involved in the next accident in the next day. Thousands of Nigerian Christians has become so useless. That is why in Nigeria you see them, they will buy a factory and fold it and turn it into church. Where they pray for protection, where they pray for prosperity. Nigerians are praying for prosperity in a country where there is no factory. Europeans work for prosperity. Americans work for prosperity. While black Africans, especially Nigerians, prays for prosperity. So it is time you have to use your brain. You know, my dear brothers and sisters, if that chaplet you are reading, if that scapular on your neck, if that so-called sacrament you are praying to on a daily basis to protect you, if it is active, if it really works, believe me, you cannot do it more than the Chinese.
Our brother did a good job. My brother, I call them Mr. and Mrs. Egente. They don't hear until bomb explodes in their face, or on their face, really. So this is who they are. They don't know any better. They are waiting for God to come from heaven. They are waiting for pastor to go and fly on his private jet. They will even defend the private jet. They will say, oh, he has to go and deliver God's message, without delay. He has to go here while you are selling okwa. And besides, okwa is
The women will use their double wrapper and put it on the floor for the pastor to walk on. You understand? That was the same thing they did for that Ekperima, and he now decided to arrogate himself as the supreme leader. You understand what I'm saying? So it's so messed up,
It's tough to watch, really, my people. It's really tough to watch. And we're saying that self-determination is what we need to get where we're going. Not the pastor, not the noise making or the outburst, not the fake whatever barakata that they are doing. That is the self-determination that Nina is championing for you to get to your destination. So we say, what is self-determination? When we say about self-determination and all this stuff? This is a word that was coined by United Nations. According to UNRIP, they say that self-determination is described as a range of collective rights to determine one's political status and economic, social, and cultural development. These include rights to non-discrimination, cultural integrity, control over land and resources, social welfare, and development and self-government. So far, the evidence shows that self-determination is the only strategy that will generate a sustainable well-being in terms of our culture, physical, spiritual, economic, and social status. With self-determination, we, the indigenous people, can earnestly work on the issues that concerns us and make it priority in our land. We will ensure community buy-in in everything that we are doing and things that are culturally appropriate, because we don't believe in anything. We don't believe that you should be walking around with your breast showing. I know it's the fashion going now. When we say something about it, somebody that likes to walk around naked will take offense. I remember the first time I tried to wear swimsuit. I'm telling you, I stayed in the water till everybody left. I had the one that has wrapper. I refused to cover. That's how I wasn't comfortable. Some people, they just don't care. They wear the one they call G-string and be walking around. So it's different. So we're talking about building community and social capital that fits our lifestyle. One of them is what? When we get our self-determination, we're looking at economic development. This will take our low living standards and make it become like the nations with high living standards. Overall, it will improve our health, it will improve our well-being, academic level, everything all around. We're also looking at opening of the ports, especially our seaports. which will encourage local and international trading. It will increase economic activities in our land. It will also support the smoothness of trade between our land and other countries. And we're also looking at development of the surrounding areas. It will also support smooth production of companies and factories, leading to a massive job creation for our people. In that case, people are not kidnapping anymore. They are not shooting people for pennies. You're not sending your children to overseas and are using our brothers and sisters that are desperate to become your bodyguard. We are also talking about building airports. According to the research that I did, local airport is an economic generator. So if you think about it in your head, what are we talking about? If you open up an airport where people are coming in, we have to employ people to work in that airport. People are coming in, right? So they have to go into the local lands and start buying things. They will stay in a hotel and pay. People will have to work in that hotel. So just see how it will trickle down. They will need, right? So our taxi transportation services will improve. It will improve. They will buy the things our mothers and sisters and brothers are making in our land because they want to take some piece of the land when they are going back. So the possibilities are endless. Are we talking about reverse migration? Wow, that is the big one for me. We are all over here. We left our land, the land that our forefathers left for us to cultivate and take care of. What do? We abandoned it, so we are everywhere. So with this self-determination, a lot of people are itching. When I say itching, they're having an allergic reaction. They want to come back home, especially those that are nearing retirement. They don't have a safe home to return to. So a lot of desperation all around. That's why when they hear unknown spirit, they are jumping, thinking unknown spirit is doing something. When they hear all these other fake promises, they are believing it because they are desperate. And we don't want desperation. It's better for you to do your research and understand what is going on before you start, working from a point of desperation. Because that was the one thing that will lead you to is to make a hasty decision, is for you to jump into something that you're not even aware of. So this self-determination, as we're saying, it will help us with agriculture. Yeah, we'll be able to plant in our land without the fear of someone killing us. We'll be able to safely walk. When was the last time somebody walked safely in our land, especially past certain hour, except if you're one of the criminals or if you're one of the ones that are kidnapping? They talk about cows as if cows are the only animal that we rear. We have other things. We have ewu, we have atro, right? Ewu na atro, I don't even know. We have other things, the snail farm and all kinds of. So there's so many things that we can do in terms of agriculture. I remember growing up as a kid, we have cocoa everywhere in Omahia, cocoa everywhere. I'm telling you, I don't know Mahakoro, the thing, if there was a poison that take them all out. All of a sudden, there was no cocoa. We didn't even know what happened.
Yeah, they killed it. It was intentional.
Wow.
Destroyed
Because
them.
it's a tree. I
Destroyed
remember
them.
we used to grab it when we were coming back from school and grab ones that are dragging.
Yes, cashew, all those things, all those cashew, you remember, you grab them. They destroyed
Right.
all. Plantations everywhere. We had them. They destroyed all.
My dear, I never thought about it until lately. I said, "What the hell happened to the cocoa to the cocoa farm?"
Mm-hmm.
It disappeared all of a sudden, and I don't even know if this thing was indigenous to our. Is it like or is it from somewhere else? All of a sudden, it disappeared. Nobody said anything.
Cocoa?
Yes. So it's this even my plantation and all kinds of stuff. And here
Yes.
we are. Try to buy chocolate here. Chocolate. The price will remove your teeth, especially those ones that are very organic. So these are the things that we have in our land, that disappeared in our own eyes, and nobody knew what happened to it. So self-determination will allow us to bring all these things down. Are we talking about the sea and aquatic life, especially in the Delta Niger area where fishing is their way of life? As we can see all over TV and social media platforms, they have turned their seas and their aquatic life into black water. I mean, you don't even want to begin to think about all of that. These are the things that will eventually will need to be cleaned up, and it takes years. So that's why we're saying we need to get where we're going fast, because there is work to be done. And then we look at the issue of accountability. Accountability in all that we do, because right now nobody is accountable to us. That's why the governor can do whatever he wants, hide in a hotel when unknown spirit is chasing him. because nobody wants to do what their people want them to do. They are busy going to, they will come on air and say, hey, I will never bow to Fulani. And all of a sudden, they will video themselves while they are bowing down to the same people they say they will never succumb. Speaking from both sides of their mouth. When we talk about accountability, we're looking for people that will represent us for real. We recently had a meeting, our HO meeting in our neighborhood. Our mayor came and gave us information. It wasn't even a big deal, it was just a matter of email. We're having a meeting, we need you to come. He showed up, all excited to come and speak to the people that he's representing, giving us the state of our city. I'm sitting there, if this is in Nigeria, who are you, a commoner, to go and invite who born you? The man was so happy. He made even more promises. All of a sudden, lately, I'm like, I don't want to get ticket because police is everywhere in the neighborhood and nothing is really going on, just to impress us to say, oh, somebody is watching over. So we're looking for all of these things. Job creation, oh my gosh. If our young boys, especially our young men, because he's a man, that's why we call you guys here. So I'm calling you now in a positive light. We want you guys to be able to have good jobs, because when you have good job, you'll be able to now take care of your family. When you take care of your family, it makes you feel manly. You do what you're supposed to. But when you reduce to the fact that you're waiting for your mama to cook soup, you're waiting for your girlfriend to go and sleep with Alhaji to support you, you can see how you can easily lose who you are. So we want sustainable job for our young men. When they finish school, they should be able to get a job that is befitting so they can care for their families. We cannot wait for that. Self-determination, again, will lead us to that. And then we talk about transitional government. Transitional government. That's one of the things that NINAS pathway is promoting. That we are not anarchists, like my sister will always say on this show. We just want these people that are in place to sort of do the right thing for us to now transition to what people want, such as a regional referendums, for us to get where we're going. Is this too much to ask? You can see the system is not working. Things have fallen apart and the center cannot hold. You say it in a nice way and they know they hear. When you say in a bad way, they say, oh, those people are rude and rough and everything else. We are no longer going to pray, because the last time we checked, Americans are not praying, at least not in terms of economic development. They are doing work. And we're saying we don't want people that are stopping us in getting where we need to get. We are capable of competing in science, technology, space travel, engineering, medicine. Ooh, are we talking about sports? I've been getting radio. Whenever they start Olympics for people in my age, I will show up. That's all I'm saying. We are ready to build our own nation. Cultural reversal. All of these things are very imperative for our survival. So in totality, self-determination will restore all our core values. All of them. All of them. We'll become who we are. We'll speak our language fluently. I was writing Igbo on a platform and one person will not stop laughing. That's embarrassing. Not that I'm not like sadly embarrassed. I'm just saying I wish I can write like a Chinese person can write their own language. Why am I here speaking and writing other people's language when it comes to my Ungocha the thing? Like you can't even read the language. It's like you have to have a full day of rest to begin to go through the lane of reading our language. And nobody is saying, oh yeah, but if it was English that you got, well, somebody goes, they didn't speak well. Hey, where did they go to school for? But you are an Igbo person and you cannot speak Igbo. Where does that put you? So we are all in the same boat, including me. I cannot speak it very well. I get stuck interchanging with English. I want to learn how to speak so that when I take my children somewhere, like in the Chinese, their children will be conversing, will not hear one word. I don't want to put one English. They will even get an idea where I'm going. So we are all in this together. We have to get it right. Thank you. I'm going to play the next video called Pension Scam. This is part of the hell that the so-called governors, or the system actually, because it's not just the governor, they have been putting on our people. People will work hard for their retirement and they will be left destitute at the end of the day. And it's part of that punishment for us. While their children graduation week. We're still in graduation. So in America, the whole month of May is graduation. So as I'm talking to you, I bet most of your leaders or your legislators, I bet they are here now enjoying their children's graduation, while my people are looking for food to eat. And then on Sunday, the little money that they made, they will go and hand it over to pastor. Actual pastor in his brand new, what is that car he was driving? In his brand new car. And I say, please have mercy on yourself. Begin to receive sense. Go and learn about what you need to learn. Don't be following someone that do not have your best interest at heart. It's sad. It's very sad to watch. So, oh shoot, sorry. She's good. Yeah, this is one of our mothers that probably and our fathers that did their so-called government job, and now it's time to pay part of the corruption and injustice that is ongoing in our land.
Other people in the state either didn't exist or was dead. To get his pension, he'd have to convince the Auditor General, Mrs. Franca Enoch, seen here at her inauguration, that he was alive.
Seeing me physically present before you is more than sufficient proof that this person is alive, is not dead. A dead man cannot be talking to you like that.
Another reason he was confident it would be easy to prove he was alive was because he'd known the Auditor General since she was a little girl.
I call her name, but Franca Ode. Remember, I am the one before you. Your own elder brother, your uncle. You used to call me uncle.
According to him, the Auditor General was furious that he had tried to use a personal relationship to advance his case, and she demanded an apology before reconsidering his application. We heard stories like this over and over again from all across the state. Pensioners, old, sick, and out of money, waiting for the Auditor General. Eventually, they had enough, and on the 3rd of November 2020, they started a protest.
Old people, some paralyzed, some cannot even talk like I'm talking. Some cannot move at all.
So where does this issue originate? Fake or ghost pensioners are a real problem in Nigeria, and the adding of fictitious names to the payroll is one of the ways money is stolen from government funds. Sometimes there are more fake pensioners than real ones.
A state that cannot have more than 3,000-4,000 pensioners have 10,000.
Jerry Uwa is a finance and business journalist familiar with the problem of pension fraud, but he doesn't think the culprits are ordinary people like Mr. Oga.
Somebody will add names of non-existent pensioners.
What do you?
They will pay those ghost pensioners immediately, and the money goes into their pockets. It's not something that a clerk can do, because it will be discovered. It's right up there.
When trying to eliminate those pensioners, it shouldn't take weeks, months, or years to work out who is alive and who isn't. I'm in Okele, which is a community in Yala, where last October, this list was published with over 300 names of people declared dead, and as a result, their pension payments stopped.
99% of the persons there are still alive.
A local community leader takes me to meet some of those on the list of dead people.
Ladies,
welcome. Good afternoon, Mr. Cletus. So your name here is on this list, sir, that says that you are dead. That's the list.
I'm not dead, madam.
I can see that you're alive. So this is your national ID card. And this is your name on this list of people that are supposedly dead. Here's your ID confirming you are who you say you are. Mr. Cletus stopped getting his pension in June last year.
They have not paid me anything.
So how have you been surviving?
But I'm managing with my dad, my small farm. My children, they were in school now. Have stopped it because I have no money.
He has been to the pensions office in Calabar 5 times. It's about a day's journey, and he has nowhere to stay the night when he goes, so he sleeps outside.
Captain, it's a pleasure.
Good evening. I can see that your name is here on this list. Yes, it says that you're a ghost pensioner, but here you are, alive.
Yes.
Lies upon lies.
She shows us her voter's card, and it appears to be the same woman who is alive and standing in front of me.
My bank statement.
But it's been nearly 2 years since she last received her pension. While some pensioners are struggling to get the money they're owed, there is a group of Nigerians who can expect a bit more from retirement. Politicians. Because Nigeria is run on a federal system, each state gets to decide a lot of its own laws, which is handy if you run the state.
No to political life pension.
Like Lagos State, the governor is entitled to 2 houses, one in Lagos, one in Abuja.
One in heaven, too.
Of his choice. That's what the law says. Then he's entitled to 300% of his basic as pension. He's entitled to 4 cars, replaceable every 4 years.
How convenient.
One man. And that same state that is doing so much for one man is owing thousands of pensioners 3 years of pension that has not been paid.
Back in Calabar, where we started our investigation, Mrs. Akpet, Mr. Gabriel, and Mrs. Mburo are finally receiving their pensions. The sudden change in their status is unexplained, though not all have been paid the thousands and thousands of naira they lost due to their pensions being illegitimately withheld for so many months. Efika Cletus still has not been paid any of his pension and has no idea when or if he ever will. Despite years of promises of change from the very top, we found the pension system still hampered by incompetence and corruption, causing devastation in the lives of elderly and vulnerable Nigerians. We put the findings of our investigation to Mrs. Angela Etta, Mrs. Franca Enoch, and Governor Ben Ayode of Cross River State
Criminals
and asked for their
everywhere.
comments. They have not responded.
Yeah,
They
that's
won't respond though. How will they respond? And say what now? If this is not injustice, tell me what it is. What is injustice? See what our people, our parents have to go through. This is just one. And that's what we're saying. That NINAS pathway will bring self-determination and justice to us, to everyone, old, young, children, adults, everyone. How can we not take care of our parents and you expect God to bless us? These people, if you check their houses, these houses you're seeing, near it, you see one politician erect 7-story building, and he will conveniently enter into it, send his children abroad, while these people are in the same community, going to the same market and going to the same churches. Is this justice? How do you think we will be blessed? Even God will look at us and say, you people are very unserious.
despicable human beings.
For us to have allowed this to continue to this point, it's like something was not even correct with the head of the rest of us. And that's what we're saying. For those that are saying, oh, we can rewrite constitution, we can do this, Obasanjo group of companies. And you want to come and say, oh, let's fix it, let's do conference. We are done with all that you're doing. We are done with it. No more. We want to change the system. We want to change everything. Everything. That constitution that made our people and our politicians to be so callous, we are removing it, and we have removed it.
Amen.
And somebody will say, what does justice mean to you? Because my sisters have told us what self-determination means to us. And it's not even exhausted because it's uncountable. We can't list all in this short program. It's so much. It means so much to us. What does justice mean to you? Fair treatment. Being fair to people. Fair play. Fairness is the way you deal with people. Equity. Moral rightness. That's what justice means. Quality of being just, being impartial. Stop violating people's rights. Stop violating the rights of people, the rights of poor, the weak, the old. Using power to appropriate and do whatever you're doing in the name of power. Justice means that you appropriate the powers by law.
Mm-hmm.
But what law are you talking about when there's no constitution? It's when you make constitution that law will be put in place, and how to implement those laws will be part of it. If you don't have a constitution, we the people have not made constitution. So what law are we talking about? Being just means setting up standards that will support fair treatment. That's what it means to be just. To give due reward to those that have worked. Somebody worked all the days of his life, 30 years, 35 years, and paid into pension scheme. Do you need to beg for it? It is your entitlement. That is justice. Having compassion for fellow human being. Is it not paining you? Look at the man. They say he's dead. He's even looking dead, like dead himself. He's already dead. Is he alive? He had to travel to wherever 5 times. Look at the poor man that is traveling 5 times. In what terrible road? Pursuing peanuts. If we will hear what is this pension, it's peanuts. My father went through that system and he vowed, he told all of us, he said, do not ever work for government. Set up your company. Set up your businesses. He said, I wasted my time working for all the days of his life. From teenage years. What he made when he retired by setting up business, because he's always doing, he set up business, immediately retired. What he made in the few years of business, it was more than what he made in the entire years that he served his nation. He now told us, say, don't you ever give your time and talent. You see how you push people to the extent they say, no, I'm not working for government. I'm not working for my people. I'd rather set up my own business. It's because of the injustice. How can you work for 35 years and you're begging them for pension? Meanwhile, somebody is buying 4 cars and they're renewing it every 4 years. The same work that you did, though, does it even make sense? Justice means having compassion for your fellow human being. Preventing suffering. Our people have been suffering. Justice means putting systems in place that will prevent our people from suffering. Supporting the weak and the feeble. Supporting the weak and the feeble. That's what it means. Can we go by because I want to nail on your bonaya. That's what justice means. Supporting the weak. This is who we are in our culture. We don't do in Makwandai, but then you make money, then you use money to intimidate the weak. Then you force them to go and start stealing. To start killing people to make money. That's what injustice does. But justice, we put in place systems that will support the weak and the feeble. Everyone deserves justice. You see, you remember, noble African leaders and queens and kings, we are known for being just and fair. Mm-hmm. It's our culture.
It's our DNA makeup.
Exactly. For someone to be a king, you must have been someone that is just and fair. Or a queen at that. That has been the culture of Africa. But it's part of what the colonial masters did. They ruined our culture, ruined everything that we believe in, and turned everything upside down. Injustice everywhere. A fair society, we breed fair people. But an unjust society, we equally breed unjust people. That's why you see wickedness everywhere. People will go and put children inside mortar and pound it. Pound them. People will cut off people's hands. People will kill their neighbor's child and cut off the parts and take off the eye to make money. That is a sign that the land is not okay, that's a problem in the land. In my culture, when you start seeing strange things in the land, is a sign that the weak and the feeble are not being taken care of. Is a sign of injustice. Is a sign that something terrible is happening to the poor people, to widows, to fatherless. A sign. God will give us a sign for us to fix it. In my culture, in Igbo culture, so you hear people say, this thing has happened. That means there's something else that has happened. Usually, sheep do not have horn. When they see, they say this is a sign that somebody committed atrocity and covered it. And what do they mean by atrocity? You disarm a widow, a fatherless, an orphan, a poor person. You did something terrible to them. The land will cry out. Ndi Igbo, if you don't know, that land you stand on is a holy land. It does not tolerate evil. And when you allow evil, the land will evict you and send you out. That's why we are going back to fixing. So people will say, what is the way forward? What do you want to do from now? Sister Muna will help us to play a video by Dr. Bedaya Melania. In this video, because we are telling our people, we will not beg you forever. What we are doing with NINAS is systematically correct what was damaged. All that was ruined, we are trying to fix it. But we know that some politicians that call themselves elite are standing on our way. If you listen very well in this video, at the end of it, you will hear how those your paymasters, those people that are paying you to mistreat us, how they have planned to take you out before the end of this year. Listen very well, you will hear.
The bounden moral duty to defend national law and the law of nations gives a people who face an existential threat to their very survival the right and, in fact, the bounden moral duty to defend themselves, to defend their communities, to defend their church, and to defend their families. No one can take that right away from them. Universal global ethics also gives communities the right to defend themselves if the government, if the authorities are either unwilling or unable, or both unable and unwilling to come to the aid and protection of these people.
Which is it for you, Dr. Badaya? Do you think the government is unwilling or unable to protect the people of Southern Kaduna?
What?
In fact, it is not only unable, it is unwilling, and we have good reason to feel that they are part and parcel of the killers. Let me make some revelations to you.
That's a very big allegation, Dr. Obadiah. The government is part and parcel of the killers.
It's an evidence,
yes,
not an allegation.
Okay. How will the government just say, oh, it is revenge killing and so on? Then you leave it there. Oh, because it is revenge killing and so on and so forth. The body language of this administration, the body language of the state government shows clearly that they have a hand in the killings. No doubt about it. Because, you see, General Abacha, and people don't give him his due. Do you think he would have tolerated such nonsense? General Abacha famously said that if an insurgency lasts for more than 2 days, the government goes. That is the real and the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. 1 or 2 who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing.
Newsflash.
They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2.
Mm-hmm.
The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria. Don't joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University. I'm a central banker. We don't talk.
All right. Newsflash, newsflash. Sister, go ahead.
Yes, because when we are telling our people, we have information. And that's why we say this is what we need to do. And that's why NINAS is saying this is how we need to do it. Don't do it this way. But some people will think that they're smarter than others. So those politicians, the elites, church leaders, the so-called religious elites, the academic elites, the prominent people in the society, you know you are few. You are very limited. You're not many. The people that are dying are more in number. The masses are more in number. So the more you try to frustrate NINA's proposal, the more you are allowing them to get at you because they are coming. They are coming. Boko Haram is coming. We are the peacemakers, NINAS, and all the people working on this project. They are peacemakers. The people that are not even waiting are out there planning to destroy you because they know that few of you, the prominent people in the society, you are the one that have been benefiting from Nigeria. The poor people are getting it. People are watching this show. They now know that you people, and you're very few, you're no more than 100 politicians. They're no more than maybe 1,500, maximum 2,000. Compare that to 15 million people that have been deprived. And these people, they understand and they are coming.
Sister, did you say 15 million? I thought we are more than
No,
150
I said 1,500.
No, it's a people that have been deprived. Are we not talking?
Yeah, we don't even have. We don't even have data to count to know how we are. But we know we are in millions. And that million is over 200 million. And the world does not want 200 million refugees to come out. So they don't want war.
See, sorry to cut it. The world that does not want 200 million people. Okay, let's say Nigerian 200 million. But there's a cascade effect or a domino effect that by the time it occurs in Nigeria, people will move to the nearest places like Togo, Ghana, all those. They will continue to move. So the world that is not ready to listen to what is going on. By the time anything, we've been proposing a solid pathway. Yes. By the time they refuse to listen to our solid pathway and things go the other way, this is not 200 million that the US will not even receive 200 million. They would receive the entire African continent. Exactly. That's what they would receive.
Exactly. And that's what they don't want. They understand this. That's why you heard the EU speaking. You heard the UK. Because recently now they tried to grant asylum to indigenous people in UK. And US asked them, are you going to grant asylum to 150 million Christians being killed in Nigeria? And then they had to retrace their steps. It's like, we didn't even know that it's that serious. Yes, it's that serious. And that's why NINAS is prepared with information, prepared with strategies. It took them 20 years to develop this protocol. So it's not something you just wake up and scratch your head and then say, we want to do it. All we are asking our people is to stop being gullible. Stop being stupid and gullible at the same time. Stop listening to those who have sold us, the political elites, the religious elites, the academic elites. They sold us, they've been making money from our pain and sorrow. So they will not want Nigeria to come down. That one shouting one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Because that is their business, that's their company where they make all the money they're making from. Stop listening to them. Or even the rogue freedom fighters who have squandered the money that they would have used to defend our people. We prepared for this day. How come it's now they want to start running around with unprepared ammunition that they don't even have? Stop listening to those people. Those people ought to be the armed part of this struggle, at least to defend us, like it's done elsewhere. But they were more interested in making money from the people, from the blood of the people. Today, everyone is crying, calling on the world. Which world? The one that sees you in Houston and all major cities of US and UK, conducting parties, showing off your wealth. Then you want to call the world to help you, that they're killing you. Is that not hypocrisy? That's not how the state of Israel was formed. It's not by throwing money here and there. It is not at all. I think that we're having some technical issues. I can't find the rest. I don't know if we're still on. Hold on, people. Okay, I'll wait for them to come back in.
My sister, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Where's Sister Augusta?
Yeah, she disappeared. Both of you disappeared.
Something
I said, okay.
Devil is tired. All right, in business. Thank you guys so much for waiting for us. Thank you. Fire on.
I was still talking. He left me and removed both of you. I said, I don't know what is going on. So, my people, you are busy doing party, throwing your wealth up and down, and you're calling the world to come that are killing your people. The world knows. They understand. Why? Because the LNC team went to brief them, told them all the problems we're having, and then the solution. So they have this solution package on their table. The only people that do not know are the ones dancing and doing party, thinking of how to bring a Ebenta, the Chakabula gun, to come and start running about inside bush. Even when you want war, is that the type of war you are talking about in 2021? Have you not heard that people now stay in offices and blow up some places? What type of war are you fighting that you are thinking that you are 1967? This is not 1967. And by the way, NINAS is prepared. If it's self-defense, in that project of NINAS, in that proposal, everything is inside it. It's just that it's one thing after the other. And you have to key in. Because like my sister said earlier on, we do not want anarchy. We don't want blood everywhere. We want to do things differently. And we're going to show our brother Tony. I don't know, Sister Mona, if you're ready with that.
Yes.
So that you understand what the plan is. We're talking about what's the way forward. What are we doing? What's the next stage?
Out of 100 people on that construction site are not there to build. They are there to pull down what has been erected. The land is disputed. I am not in that Nigeria defined by this constitution. Anything it will take to take down this constitution, and if you go to that preamble, you will then understand the meaning of taking down this constitution. The union is resting 100% on the strength of it. Forget about those pointing guns at people, thinking that they can use guns to hold 200 million people together. They are deranged in their heads and in their hearts, because the reason people are not pointing guns back at them is because they thought there's a union, there's a government, there's order, there's law. But we have taken
the 16th of December in 2020, the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination brought to a culmination a 20-year plan for how we solve this problem by placing a union dispute on the table. And if you listen carefully to the international arena, you will discover that the global powers that have vested interest in Nigeria, the US, the UK, the EU, less than 2 weeks ago, pointed the federal government of Nigeria to that solution package. We have a package that can solve this problem. And in that proclamation of December 16th, there were 5 demands, which have now transformed itself into our own agenda. We wanted the federal government to come to be a part of how it is done. We said, let there be a formal announcement that this union, this constitution is not going to stand. That, like South Africa did with apartheid in 1990, that this constitution is the source of our problem and therefore has to be decommissioned. A formal announcement that there will be no further national elections anchored on this constitution, because until you come to that, every day you are planning to go to another election. There's nothing you are going to do to solve this problem. More people will go and buy form to contest election, and before you know it, they say, "Oh, election is so close. Let's go." That's what we've been doing since 1999, and so we have put on the table a time-bound framework that can deliver us from this hell we have found ourselves. The government has to acknowledge this dispute, commit itself to taking down this constitution with us, so it's not in anarchy, we can go through transition. Then, number 3, that there will be no further elections on it. Number 4, that there will be a 2-stage process by which we work out what will become our constitution. If we are a federation, Nigeria ceased to be a federation at the point the 5 constitutions that defined the union got toppled in 1966. Now, if we want to go back to anything that will work, 2 things have to happen. According to that preamble that we looked at before, we the people having solemnly agreed. So there must be a meeting at which those who can be countries of their own are now saying, well, everything considered, we've been here so long, we want to continue. And it has to be by the regional referendums. No politician is going to take that decision on behalf of anybody in Abuja. It is Yoruba that will commit to wanting to remain in this union by referendum in the first stage. It's only when they have all committed that we come to the question of writing the terms. That writing of terms is a secondary matter. And if you want to know who can do this, it's not the business of government. I will quote section 14.2a of the Constitution, where the universal truth was admitted, as flawed as the Constitution is. It says, sovereignty belongs to the people, from whom government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. I repeat, sovereignty belongs to the people, from whom government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. It was in the pretense that the Ijaw had sat down with the Ogoni and the Chief and the Yoruba to submit their lands and their assets into Nigeria. That lie was told in that preamble, that we the people. So our signature was put on a document of damnation as the authorization for our own damnation. The 3 million barrels of crude oil Nigeria is selling every day is based on that forged signature. The fact that people can come from Sokoto and Kano and go killing people in Eboma and Aba in the name of Nigeria is on account of that.
Of course.
And anywhere you look at it, everything we complain about, everything we lament about is coming from that false claim. So we're saying that what has to happen now is that those 2 questions that are right, shall we live together? And if yes, on what terms? Those are the 2 steps that we insist must be taken. In the period intervening, we can go into transition. We have no quarrel with those in government house whatsoever. The president, the governors, all of the governance structures can remain, so we don't go to anarchy. Because if we don't solve this problem, at the rate it's going, people are going to resort to self-help on a scale that will defy, because those who now sit in Abuja pretending that they have become the owners of our sovereignty, that's what they're doing. Lawmakers, let us get this straight. Lawmakers, the legislative mandate of the National Assembly is for lawmaking. It's not for constitution making. The question of how constitutions are made, constitutions require constituent powers to make. And
Constitution requires constituent power to make. From constituent, you derive constitution. So I'll let my sister explain further.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. I mean, the name, the thing about English is that English explains itself. Constitution, constituent. You don't need a degree from Oxford to understand that it starts from down, grassroots, and then it will go up. It's not something you call your friends in a hotel and say, okay, we're about to do constitution. Let's give Nigeria a new constitution. One old man brought 50 million. I said, okay, let's do constitution. That's that thing they're trying to do. We did it. LNC and MNN. They did it. Was it 15 years ago? We are finished. Pronaco came out. That's how those ones were done. All the ethnic nationalities, they went region by region, meeting them from grassroots. They decided what they want to do, how they want to do it. And when we talk about transition, people say, isn't that the same governors you are putting? The difference is that transition is time bound and it has its own schedule. So they are not just leading you. In transition, we give them the schedule. December, this is what you do. June, this is what you do. May, this is what you do. Then the date for referendum, then this, and then division of assets. Everything has time, and international communities are stakeholders. They are part of it. UN is watching, everybody will be watching. It's a time-bound thing. If the transition is 1 year, it will not exceed 1 year. It's 1 year. And we are telling you, we have done this thing for you people before. We told you that when it was done in South Africa, immediately the transitional government was put in place, doors began to open, investment began to pour in, jobs came in, because people will now know there's a form of stability. So things will seem be okay. So investors will start moving fast. They want to gain ground fast because now there's stability. That is what transitional government will do. If we start transitional government today, tomorrow you start seeing investors pouring into that
dividends.
Yes. You see people returning, because what that does is that we know that this is what we are planning. There's a schedule that from this month to this month, this is what is expected. So you have an idea, rather than this type of place that we are inside. We don't know whether we're waking up. We don't know whether we are sleeping. We don't know whether Buhari is dead. We don't know whether he's alive.
We don't know who the presidency is.
Exactly. A lot of uncertainties. So nobody will invest. This is it's a no-brainer. This is normal. When you have a lot of uncertainties, nobody will want to put a dime in your land. There will be hardship and more hardship. Sanctions will be placed on your country. But once national government is in place, even those that put sanctions on you will lift the sanction. That's how these things are done.
No brainer.
So we are not telling you things that have not been done before. So in summary, we are saying that we need full expression of the sovereignty and self-determination of every ethnic nationality in Nigeria. Nobody will be left out. If there are 300 ethnic nationalities, we want them to obtain their self-determination. We are not saying that they will all form nations. No. But we are saying when they have their sovereignty in their hands, they will now vote and say in block, we want to be part of Nigeria or we don't want to be part of Nigeria. Because when you have voted for something, you see, there will be commitments. Because you have not making commitments, because you understand what they're doing. You don't know what Nigeria means. But when that thing is clarified, we now know what is Nigeria. Then we decide whether we want to be part of it or we don't want to be part of it. Because the one Nigeria now, we can't define it. It's caliphate. That's what we are seeing. So nobody wants to be committed to such a nonsense.
we can actually define one Nigeria now. It's Cowgeria. Cows are the owners of the land. So how can we be part of such entity? How?
Exactly. Exactly. So the ethnic nationalities. So when we say this, we're not talking of division. People say, oh, they're dividing us, they're dividing us. No, we are different. We have to understand it. I'm different from Yoruba woman. And it doesn't mean that we cannot be friends. It doesn't mean we cannot relate. We are tired of being told to deny who we are.
Sabotage everywhere.
Exactly. Even psychology, it teaches you that as an individual, you need to embrace who you are. Therapy, that's what we do. When you tell somebody the brain is scattering everything, we start by you embracing yourself as an individual. So if as an individual, the psychologists are teaching you to embrace who you are, why would they be telling Africans to deny their identities? Oh, we need to stop saying our ethnic identities. No. I'm not tribalistic. I'm not ethnistic. I'm not. Stop explaining who you are. That is who you are. If you are Igbo, that's who you are. If you are Yoruba, that's who you are. You should be proud of it. Stop excusing for them. Oh, I might be a tribalized Igbo. I am not the tribalized. I am Igbo woman. There's a reason why I'm an Igbo woman. Because when I understand who I am, I'll begin to understand why I reason the way I reason. But what we're saying is that be the best Igbo woman you can be. Be the best Yoruba woman or Yoruba man you can be. And then together, Africa will arise. That's what we're saying. It's not by denying yourself. Because those that want you to deny yourself, they are doing that so they can steal your resources. Because when you don't know who you are, you don't even know what you own. They will come and steal everything. So anybody telling you to deny who you are, they are part of the rogues.
Criminals.
They are criminals. And that's what NINAS is saying. That we want to return power and self-determination to the nationalities, the ethnic nationalities. Then when they have their sovereignty in their hands, they will make that crucial decision. Oh, I want to form a nation with Igbo person. Igbo people will now decide with their resources. Okay, I want to build a nation with Igbo person. And then what are the terms and conditions? Then we begin to write it down, say this is what we want to do, this is what we want to do. Not me jumping off from somewhere and saying, Ijo, you are Igbo. Orobo, you are Igbo. Odimo, you are Igbo. You're a thief. Because what Ijo man understands is that when you say Ijo is Igbo, you mean that their resources belong to Igbo. They understand it. So we don't want those type of chaos. Stop confusing people. Ijo is Ijo. Igbo is Igbo. Urobo is Urobo. Yoruba is Yoruba. Come like that. And you know what? The 2007 United Nations for Declaration for the Indigenous People's Rights, that's what they recognize. He said, if you are coming, come as
indigenous.
Living, yes, indigenous to your land, living on your ancestral land. Because you can't claim somebody's land now. It doesn't make sense. I'm an Igbo woman. I will come and say, I want to get freedom for Ijo people. That means I want to annex Ijo. That means I want to take their land. And UN does not want that.
This message is for those that are clamoring for Biafra, especially for our brothers and sisters that are shouting, everybody is Biafra, everybody is Biafra. Like I remember somebody was making an argument last week that why are we using Lower Niger? Why are we not using Biafra? This is like we have extended like a gazillion times. The truth is that we have to come as indigenous, as Steve correctly said, we have to come as people that occupy a specific territory. So if I am going as an Igbo woman. If my friend from Ishekiri is coming, she's coming as an Ishekiri woman. So that is how it is supposed to be. So for our brothers and sisters that are shouting, hey, you guys are not talking about Biafra. Biafra is death. How did they say that thing?
It's our last of death or life.
Death or life or something. Biafra,
life or death.
It has nothing to do. Okay, even if you want to do Biafra, life or death, why would you want to die before you get the Biafra? You understand? So the UNDRIP recognizes your territory, where you come from, your ancestral land, your space. You're going to come as a member of your space. So once you get there and you get your freedom, you can now decide if you want to collaborate with an Igbo woman, If you want to collaborate with Yoruba, you will now decide that on terms, as Sister rightly said. So our dear friend people, this is the last time we're explaining this to you. If we don't have bread, we can't borrow you hours because we need it for more important stuff.
I know, and our sister Aisha said, it beats my imagination that we keep explaining this to our people. How can anybody hate excellence? I just don't get it. My sister, unfortunately, this cross is on our head. These are the people whose brain is gone. It's no longer in existence. The pastors and the business partners of the pastor, they've taken over their brain. They are not thinking. And then when you look at who is actually here for the freedom of your people, you look at to see who is making money off of it. Am I here telling you about your self-determination because I want money, or I want fame, or I want followers or whatever? Those are the things that you're looking for. We are just mothers that just want the best, simply the best for our children. We're not here to become the next celebrity of the century. We just want freedom, please, freedom. Freedom that is genuine, not freedom that doesn't exist with a name that nobody recognizes. So let's be honest with ourselves. That's why we say we don't want to be desperate, because when we're desperate, we start making decisions from our behind, down there. The blood will start flowing the opposite direction. We want to make decisions from here, so that we can be able to do the right thing. So it's time for us to take phone calls. If you want to call in and give your 2 cents or make a contribution, this is the right time. The number remains the same, is +1 774 3380942, +1 774 3380942. I'm gonna try to post it on the platform. So you can either call in on a WhatsApp, or you can call in as a regular phone. As you can see, we are not using Zoom today. Actually, I think I may be able to send the link. If anybody wants to join, let me know, and I'll send you the link. If you want to join us on the show, I will send you the link. So again, it's a good time to come in. Self-determination with NINAS pathway is what we get. That's where we're going. And the good thing about all of these things, we have a choice to make in this. This whole thing can be over with if people stop getting confused about restructuring. They use all kinds of words. You're telling them, go ahead. It's like, you want to say something?
Yeah, it is a new thing in Africa. They are used to seeing war. We are telling them what NINAS is doing is different. It's new in Africa. It's getting freedom by building alliances and systems, not tearing down alliances, not burning down bridges or burning down our houses like cavemen. It's a new thing. We know it's new. And that's why we come here every Saturday to educate you, to understand that we are doing something different. We don't want blood to flow. We are not cavemen. We are able to negotiate our way through this mess, all this mess. And it has been happening stages and phases. And we are going 5 phases. This is the last phase of NINAS. This is the last phase. Building. We want to get freedom through building rather than through tearing down and burning our people. How difficult is this for you to understand? We say we want to get our self-determination. It's like what we practice in Igbo land. I served somebody for some time, 7 years, and I want to go home. What happens is that my people will call you, cook food, bring your people, they'll bring your people, we sit down and negotiate. Then your guy will say, I give you 1 million to go and start your business. Then you will go and start your business. We don't burn the house down. We don't burn the house of our guy and kill the madam and the oga.
Sister Ekwe, what you described now has been recognized by Harvard Institute. It's called the Igbo Apprenticeship something. So yes. That's to tell you, Ibiri can be. I think that is what our philosophy is.
Yes.
You live and let live.
Yes.
So for those that are thinking that Igbos will dominate them in one way or the other, man, we don't have time. We just want to live. You understand? We want you to live and want to live. We're jolly people. We don't have time for all that. So the what you explained is that Igbo apprenticeship, and the people are big because it makes millionaire of the next person.
Exactly.
Understand? You become a millionaire. One boy is a millionaire, and it continue to trend
And
that
everybody's
way.
happy.
So
You
everybody's
understand?
happy.
That's what we are bringing. That's what NINAS is bringing. That's
Exactly.
what it means. The nations around you, they will decide to be free. They actualize their self-determination, self-actualization. Ijaw people will actualize themselves. Igbo people will actualize themselves. But we're going to do it through negotiations. Now, if there are some skirmishes, like some people, the politicians that say we must not go, that we must not determine ourselves, we must not actualize yourself. What we hit them at the right time. But it's not the one that innocent people are being shot. Innocent people are dying in their beds. That is not the way, my people. That's not how we want to do it in 2021. And we are commending some of our people that are already rebuilding, because we are talking about rebuilding the ancient ruins. That's what we're talking about here, people. It was prophesied years ago, and we are here to do it. We are rebuilding the ancient ruins. We don't need to kill to rebuild the ancient ruins. We do not kill, don't need to kill to restore our people. We don't need to kill our people to restore them. We appreciate those that are already working, and we hear some people already setting up endorsement and short-term interest loan for their homeowners, for their clans and communities. People are already doing that. People are following this show. They're understanding where we're going. So they are trying to alleviate the poverty of their clans, of their people. We are talking about freedom through building of systems. Freedom through development of alliances, building of alliances. One professor that is the brain is dead said, "Oh, we need each other. We need to be one. We need to remain one Nigeria." I said, "Duh. So if we need each other, I should wait for you to kill me, because we need each other."
That professor, his own people are the ones that are being killed recently.
Exactly.
Professor Jerry Ghana. Sometimes I wonder, where do they even get this their professorship from?
Money, people, money.
Get this.
They
They
want
are
the
giving them money. Yes, she's right.
So when they give you money, you now lose your
Yes,
brain.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it and come to Galleria and do shopping while you're still looking dry. I saw a whole lot of them there recently, and you can still see the poverty in them. Even with them, you can see they're wearing expensive perfume, and then you look at them, they look at Mama Dibioji Hawogo, they look like a dead.
Because they're not happy, my dear. You know this about
They're
things.
not fulfilled.
If you sell your people to make money, poverty will enter your household. And when we talk of poverty, it's not just money. Your children will be upside down. Your family will be upside down because you have sold your people. Do you have a call?
Yes. Call out your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Chioma.
Welcome, Sister Chioma. Go ahead, please.
Okay, all right. Thank you, my sister. Igbo bueno.
Yay.
Umuada bueno.
Yay.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. Again, they don't know.
Thank you, my dear.
Every Saturday, you guys will just get up early, which, beats my imagination because I'm not a money person. But you guys are just like so, doing so good, representing us. It's only God that will reward you guys what you're doing. There's so much to talk about. But every now and then we'll have to, focus on what, hits home. And what hits home at this point is what Nandekano is doing to our people in Igbo. Nandekano should stop. Every day our people are dying. Now they are crying, Fulani or military, they are now, killing our people. They now get their armor tank. Who invited them? Who did that provocation? Who did that? Who? Now you're crying. And it looks like, people are so, everything was so quiet and innocent and they moved it. They were there even before anything happened. And when you provoke them, now they're tripled. They're, quadrupled. Who provoked all this? Nandekano. And you still don't want to just, shut up your mouth and keep quiet. And people are dying. one of our sisters, and I call her our sister. I don't know who she is, but I just saw it. Okay, part of the same ritual obedient fools, dancing around IPOP, one super whatever, I don't know what. Now she's dead, and what they will do is to try to immortalize her online, nothing else. Okay. Oh, she died for whatever. They will memorialize her or whatever.
That's if they don't deny her.
The other guy. Yes.
I said that's if they don't deny her. You know what they do recently is that if they capture you, they arrest you, or you're for you. You're your own. If you die, they say they don't know you before.
The lady is actually, she was a nurse. She was nursing one of the wounded. Wasted like that.
Yeah, they will deny them. So I don't know why our people will still not, get sense. It's common sense. They are killing. You provoke them. They are now there on ground. Now you are crying. Who are you crying to? Who's gonna save you? The organizer that you're calling names, the governors that you're calling names, the Nigeria that you're calling names, everybody you're calling names. Who's gonna come?
My sister, they just got a taste of what it feels like, with this recent Israeli and Palestinian conflict. So Israel will demolish. Of course, there's fight going on. This stupid Hamas, they almost remind me of this rogue franchise. You don't have the ammunition. You're there shooting 1 million bullets or whatever, bomb, and they are being knocked down, and you keep shooting monkey. So they will go there and level everything, and America will say, we stand with Israel. Restrain yourself.
That's what it is.
That's how it is. Mm-hmm. So let them keep the madness until devil will descend on them. Then they will see that nobody, even all your online campaign, it's only shown on Facebook. Exactly. If they allow you to show it.
What you think what Israel is doing? Israel is not there calling on all the whole world. You see what the Hamas is doing to us.
They're ready. They're ready with their defense.
They're prepared. They have their own weapon of mass destruction. They're fighting their own battle. And here, he's not on ground. He's not on. He's not anywhere close to where the destruction is being happened.
Sister Choma, have you seen my open letter to Jesus Christ of Nazareth to come and destroy my enemy?
I wrote open letter to
Please,
Jesus.
Open letter, Mo. I think it's upside down. It has a lot of numbers. I even wrote Jesus numbers to call me back. My number, call me on one of these numbers listed here, please.
and Sister Choma, Israel is already a nation.
Listen to that Mugu. Open letter. Open letter to who? Head of the ESN. Head of who?
I even wrote it in Chinese just in case God is a Chinese God.
Open letter to Lucifer.
No, you wrote open letter to the president of America in Afari Ibeku.
And the so-called educated, Igbos, they are even women, Igbo women or whatever, and all kinds of stuff. Igbo associations all over, they are supporting them. Oh yes,
Association of stupidity.
And none of them are home. None of them are on ground. What are we doing? Sometimes, it just makes me like our people, only God. But
no, we know it, we learn by experience.
NINAS are already on it. You see, all these legislature, full Nigerian legislators. I don't know what they are legislating on duty, sleeping on duty. They are talking about reviewing the constitution. Reviewing what? No, they can't review constitution because they're
legislators.
They don't create law. They only legislate on it, but they don't make it. It's something that has to be. They have to, consult the right people, the right groups to sit down together And
Sister Choba, you just gave me a smart idea. Now, do you know this is
the existing one is not even gonna be looked at because it's nonsense. A fresh, brand new one had to be articulated.
This is a good time to even end all this charade because a lot of them are in town for their children graduation. And I think all of them are in town for their children graduation somewhere all over the world.
I don't even understand. And they are here like not even near that one.
Is that here again? Iberibe. I mean, what did you say the name was?
He's talking, but he's the one that is the most dangerous because he knows exactly how to play the game. He knows exactly how to play them. He will talk.
Someone is calling from Nigeria.
He will be so nice, but he's dangerous. What have you done to, what has he achieved? What significant project has he done for his constituents, not even the state?
Right. Yes. Sister, please round up. Go ahead and round up.
Okay, my dear sister. So, after all said and done, we are Igbos and we are focusing on Igbo land, and what is going on in Igbo land is not good. And who brought this menace to us on Nandikano? So he needs to. Something has to be done. Either they will just go to Afara or whatever it's called and focus on their family, focus on their compound or something, and stop killing innocent people for crying out loud. It hurts.
Right. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Thank you, my sister. It's heartbreaking. Caller from Nigeria, this is a good time to call back. I'm unable to switch over without knocking the other person off. Anyway, so it's a matter of choice. The options have been laid out. You know what is good for you. If you feel like it's Biafra or death or madness or death or brainwashing, I know a lot of you guys. That's why I still have some grace left because I know what brainwashing can do. I was watching a mother that was hooked on cocaine, which is part of brainwashing, and this lady refused. Like her 10-year-old was in the middle of the road. Say she would rather die than her mom walked away. This woman looked at her 10-year-old in the road here in America, in India, in Indiana, and walk on by to go to the crack house. That's how powerful this brainwashing is. So none of them are they are far gone. That's why we are still here offering grace, trying to tell you guys to when I know a lot of you will need a lot of counseling because these things are not something you can snap your fingers and stop.
Yeah, it's addiction.
It's a serious addiction. Any kind of addiction occur in the same area of the brain.
Yeah,
so whether it's drugs, sex, whatever it is the same area.
Religion, whatever.
Religion. So don't go and kind of see yourself in a better light. Oh, I'm addicted to church. My dear, it's the same thing. You're not in the correct mind. You're not in the correct mind.
You can't think critically. That's what addiction does to you. It makes you're not able to think critically anymore. And that's when they tell you Biafra is a religion, that means you are not supposed to think. So when they have converted anything, you can convert food to religion. Anything you convert to religion, it will dumb your brain because you are not that your brain will look at it as something addiction. And it's the same reward. So your brain, the reward center does not know whether it's food, whether it's Biafra, whether it's cocaine, whether it's whatever. It will respond the same way. It will shut down your brain. You're not able to think critically anymore. You're not able to analyze things critically. Like we'll be telling them, NINAS has gone very far. The international community you're crying to, we have sat down with them, negotiated with them, planned with them, and we're executing. Now you're still crying and dying and calling it international community. Does it even make sense to you? But you're unable to understand it because your brain has been dulled. That religion that Biafra has become has made your reward center to be more active than the area that thinks critically. So you need to take a shot of goofy. Biafra is good. That's cocaine.
The good thing though, there's a solution for any kind of addiction. The number one thing that you do is to remove yourself from that addiction.
Exactly.
What does they say, man? You have to go talking. When you stop following them, stop listening to their propaganda, stop doing all of these things, and I'm telling you, your brain will begin to come back.
Rehabilitation.
Yeah.
What?
So
What was it?
because even here, any kind of treatment, you have to go. Well, here they can offer you methadone and all that stuff for drugs, but
Yeah.
you still have to. I was watching a show yesterday in India. They don't have all those resources. What
Mm-hmm.
they do is they lock you up in one room for 1 week, my dear.
Yeah, cold turkey. Yes.
Yeah, cold turkey, unfortunately. So that's what you need to do. There's a solution
Cold
for
turkey
this.
helps.
Your brain. So begin to kind of like remove yourself from all these propagandas that you're getting all over, all these radio ad boss that is making your brain go on fire, and then see where you are after a week. Maybe just meditate within yourself.
Yes.
See what you think, and then look at it from a different perspective, because we don't want to offer problems. There's a solution. Remove yourself, and you will find that one guy told us when we are doing the role franchise, he said, yeah, you mad people are shouting to yourself.
Yeah, he said mad dogs. He said mad dogs shouting to themselves.
He said you guys are listening to yourself. And I realized when I turned it off, nobody that I knew was listening to it for real.
Yeah, it's true. It's
No,
only mad people,
it was only you. So please remove yourself from this so that Zukweni can rest. If not for anything, I'm not saying to join on the NINAS pathway. Just rest your brain from this constant barrage of noise coming from the same
Too
damn
much noise.
source.
Too much noise.
Too much noise. Turn it off and say, let me focus on my family. Let me not talk about this for a whole week, just for 1 week, so that you can begin to heal yourself. We mothers, we can no longer watch you guys, because this thing is like the same way, and people that do this understand. It's the same reward center, my people. So don't go and say, I'm not addicted to anything. You're addicted to false information.
Yes.
And those of you that are desperate, you're reaching the retirement, you don't have any hope here because you and your wife is living like like roommates. So you want to go home and you're sponsoring things that you don't know. You're creating mayhem, and it will return back in tenfold.
Yes.
So let's not stop. We have to find a way to stop all of these things, please. Let's stop all of these things. Somebody is here calling you because they will never have their real name. He says her name is Ifi Busi or Bochi or whatever. Igbo people are problem to themselves. See these women. Leno, these are the people that we're talking about. They don't know any info. They don't know Adam from Adam. They don't know nothing, but they want to have a voice.
Yeah, once they buy that China phone, they will jump online. When they see people saying anything, they just start saying anything. They don't even know what is being discussed. They don't know the topic. When you put this thing now, if you ask her what's the topic, what is the presentation, she has no clue. If you even ask her the person that you're supporting, what is his plan? What plan is he using to free you? He does not know. But she will talk. Talking without brain. That's another sign of addiction. When you're addicted to cocaine, you talk anyhow. After the goof, your brain will just be talking anyhow. No control. Because you're not able to reason anymore.
I mean, in a society or in a group where you cannot ask questions, pertinent questions, you cannot ask questions about the money that has been contributed so far. What has he used those money? What is he using them for? Like the people that have been attacked, he keeps saying yes, saying yes, and I mean, all the things that he has, the money that has been contributed for the past how many years now, if you put them together, it can afford at least 100 drones that our people can use. I'm not just suggesting
he doesn't want that. He wants blood on the streets.
Yeah. So if he is not doing anything to elevate the problem, the situations of our people, there's no point instigating wars that he's here and whatever he is enjoying himself.
Sisters, it's like Hamas or whatever they call themselves. They have
exactly.
underground tunnel for themselves, and citizens are being killed. You go and say, "Oh, bring money. Let's go and buy 1 million drones or whatever." They will knock down all your drones. Only one will land, and then they will come and destroy everything.
Exactly.
Are you guys?
Does it even make sense?
Does it even make sense?
When you tell them that they have become terrorist group, they say they are not. But who are you? What are you? Without plan. You don't know nothing. You don't know jack from nothing. No plan. You don't even have enough brain to plan. But you want to fight.
Endanger the lives of our people. Everyone will be sleeping. They will be picking them up in the middle of the night, burying them alive. And it doesn't bother you because you live somewhere in a Timbuktu hiding.
Somebody think it's okay. Somebody think that is right. Somebody think that's a strategy to freedom.
It's sad.
We said this Biafra thing is the only hindrance you people have to freedom. If you know the people that are doing it, go and beg them. Say, please, we know you're addicted. Can you be taking some Kool-Aid? Give them orange juice to drink while we finish up this work. The work is going on. We don't need to die. We keep saying it on this show. Is there anybody on phone? Is there someone there?
No, there's someone that called from Nigeria, but it keeps hanging up, so I don't know.
So you don't need to die. We keep telling you. Those pushing you to your early grave, to your death. Women, hold your children. Fathers, hold your children. Nibo, hold your children. And now that people have made this trouble, if you have young men, send them out of our place. Take them somewhere to save them, because you have opened the evil door. And we were here for months, years, begging you, do not open this evil door. Every Saturday we came here, we begged. Sometimes we cried. We said, do not open this evil door. Nnamdi Kanu has no plan. We were with him. He had no plan. We told you people, the only plan is for your blood to flow and you will die like flies and nothing will still happen.
Nothing will still happen indeed. So if anybody is leading you, I'm trying to share Nina's Lower Niger eminent strategy for people to see. Just as this is number one question, ask them, can I see your strategy, your protocol, of what you're using, and see what they will give you. That's all, so in that case, you're not cussing anybody out, you're not fighting, you're not doing anything. All you're asking is for basic information, and we've shared this information here over and over and over and over again, talking about key milestones, deadlines, and timelines for correcting the mistakes. So I just ask for something like this in whatever that you're supporting. For those of you that are nearing retirement and you're in village meeting, bringing money for startup, can you say, please, let me have the protocol here, let Jaime here, let's see what we're doing, and not just random stuff, because we don't want to start like Hamas. We'll throw 1 million extra.
They have already started now. The Hamas, that's what they are.
I know. And then you land one, and then they will pick up all our boys in the middle of the night while they are sleeping, and nobody will return home. We don't even know how many mothers reach out to us crying because they have not seen their son was picked up in the middle of the night. They will come and knock on their door, break it down, pick up their son because they saw a young guy walking there. Watakere is not even part of the group that they think they are. And the worst part of it is that it's affecting those that don't even know what is going on. Because the ones that are involved in this thing, they are hiding. They don't come home.
Exactly.
So it's the innocent ones that are being picked up. And we're saying, how long are we going to do this? We are talking about self-determination.
I had another one that one as a pre-waker. They say you now enter tricycle. One lady was talking about it. They now have gang, because when there's chaos, when there's anarchy, all these criminals will be out taking advantage of the anarchy. So the woman said they will carry them in tricycle. You will think you're going to somewhere else. They will carry you somewhere in that uppy waker. That they will just show you knife and whatever and take you in. They will collect everything in your pocket, take everything in your bag, take everything, and tell you that they're killing others, show you the blood of others. These are the people, the hoodlums that you will have opened door for. When there's chaos, when there's anarchy, like criminals, there's no way you will check criminals. You can't check criminal activities anymore. Raping, killing. So those of our people that are still keeping quiet, the people that call themselves elders of Igbo land, you're watching this thing going on and you're keeping quiet. Matapano, know that whatever you sow, you will reap. Know it. Umuada na agwakunu kita. Umuada Igbo na agwakwandi Igbo. Whatever you sow, you will reap. You are allowing some mad people to expose our people to death and blood to flow everywhere, and you keep your own children safe somewhere. You think this is a strategy? This is not a strategy, because EU, UN, UK, US, they have already made decision on this. They've heard the problem, they know, and they are part of the solution. They are stakeholders. They are part of the solution. So the blood you're wasting is unnecessary.
It's sad. So like our topic said today, self-determination. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just emotionally exhausted. Like this is too much because there's no need for this when we have options on the table. Like our topic said today, self-determination and justice for the indigenous peoples of Nigeria, NINAS pathway. We have a website, www.ninasffn.org, Freedom from Nigeria FFN, NINAS, 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 FFM.org. Go there and learn what we are doing so that you don't bring my brother on your show and have him repeating things that he has said over and over and over and over and over again. So sometimes it's better when you read. Like for me, when I read, I have photographic memory, I'll remember. So go and see so that you remember, so that you don't go on a show and say, why don't we deconstruct and reconstruct and do all these things? Are they was or you was, or you're dragging us backwards? Come on board. What are you in Obodo Ibo with all the free data for? If he cannot even begin to understand this pathway that we're talking about, so you can become a champion and share with those in darkness. We need to get going. We need to get where we're going. The good thing about all of these things that we're doing is that if we decide as a people that we want this whole madness to end, whether on the Fulani or on the governor or others, we can get it done. So for those distractors out there shouting, doing all manner of stuff, enough. Let's focus our energy on one thing. We need this referendum to come to fruition. These governors that are in place, they need to be in place for transitioning. So we should be focusing, should be insisting that they come on board with transitioning in from protocol.
Exactly.
That's what we should do. We should, maybe you pay them visit in the middle of the night, sign up to this transition or else. That's what we should be focusing
That's
on.
what is
We don't want kidnapping and all these things. We need people to come on board.
And in months, he sorted out.
He sorted out. I saw a video by somebody posted about how one guy, I can't even think is this big guy, Edochi or whatever his name is, telling our young men, why are you using your blood to help these politicians, get their way while they're hiding their own children? So we need people to start thinking in that direction. We need to go to these politicians and insist that they do the right thing, not giving guns to everybody to be pursuing everybody.
No.
Because only the weak now, especially the women, they will be kidnap you and take your bag and throw you away. When we're fighting, you're just working to feed your children. Because at the end of the day, it's the women and the children that will bear the brunt of all of this mess. And we're saying, this is tiring. It's a no-brainer. We know what we're doing. NINAS has done the job. They've given us a platform and the protocol, the strategies, whatever, pathways that we need to get where we're going. All we need to do is to come on board. Before you bring them on your show, go and educate yourself. Go and learn what we're doing. There's also the website, freedomfromnigeria.com. So many of these things are in there. Then there's a Lower Niger website. So then we have a Facebook account. There's a Lower Niger Congress Facebook account. You can go in there and see all the postings that our brother is doing on a daily basis. Go and educate yourself. Don't sit there and think, how is it gonna happen? And that was on and they know they hear. My dear, they will hear.
It does not even depend on the Fulani. Exactly. It does not depend on them. They're minority. We have shown you people here. They're minority. What are you people talking?
There are just 9 million people. 9 over 200 million. Do the ratio now. It's 0.0 something, if I remember my math. So they are not significant.
They are not needed in this situation.
They are not needed.
This equation. Chemistry, when they see reaction, it's like when you want to do hydrogen and water, oxygen to get water. You can carry copper and put inside. It's not part of it. They're not part of the reaction. We don't mop them up and say, well, come on this side. It's as simple as that. And for those of you that are looking at Israel is already a nation. That's why Israel is able to defend the land,
herself,
defend the people as a nation. That's why we're telling you people that with this protocol, we get our sovereignty, get our nation, then we'll be able to do every other thing. Even this money you are contributing. As a nation, we have enough resources to defend ourselves. You don't need to start contributing 1 naira to build airports. We have the resources.
Yes.
You need to start contributing money. Say, want to do light here and there. Want to do this. No. we have the resources in our land, but the resources is in the wrong hands.
Yes.
So that sovereignty is number one. Withdraw the sovereignty, get into transition, start putting things in place in a hurry. Months. I'm telling you months. I'm not over-exaggerating. Months. If Dubai was a desert, if it was turned into what it is today, how much more our land?
Our land.
There's no type of resource you'll be looking for in this world that is not there, even the human capital.
There is no type of minerals, no type of, the periodic table, all the elements are in Nigeria.
Exactly.
All the at least the first 20 days.
Right. All right, sisters, let's call it, bring it to an end. We have done a wonderful show today. We cannot thank our viewers enough. Our sister Aisha said, hashtag regional referendums now. I think we should promote that hashtag. Tuesday is our Twitter Tuesday. Twitter Tuesday. If not for anything, please remember to tweet on Tuesdays. If you don't know what to tweet, retweet what other sisters and brothers are tweeting about what we're doing. You can follow Brother Tony on Twitter. He's there. Our brother is everywhere. She's also mentioning hashtag no regional referendums, no election. My dear, that's the way to go. So we have a plan, we have a protocol, we have a pathway. All we have to do is to understand and stop doubting ourselves. How are you gonna do it? This and this. My brother, because you guys that are not understanding are the one dragging this thing. If you come on board and start speaking the same language in the American, everybody else that we've been working with, they say, oh, now they got it.
Yes.
They finally got it. The populace are following. But if you're there fighting, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Let's shoot them here, and then they will shoot us here. And then somebody else's son is being kidnapped, and you're not doing anything about it. You're helpless to help a mother whose son has been kidnapped. So we don't want a check-up kind of strategy. We have something that is sensible here that we can use for our purposes, and let's put it to use. So we have to call it a day. If you want to come on the platform next time, join us. Our phone number remains the same. Our clip, what is this thing called? Link will remain the same. So we love having you guys. So I'll let my sisters have their last word so we can call it a day, guys. Sisters, go ahead.
We love. Thank you so much. Thank our viewers for joining us today. We really appreciate you. Somebody on the platform was saying that they love what we do, but we shouldn't fight each other. The problem is that we are not fighting. We know the people we are fighting, so we are not fighting each other. We're just trying to you all to understand that there are certain things that are hindering, especially the Igbo nation, the Igbo people. You understand? If you all notice, the Yorubas have moved forward. They are in unison. Their governors are now working with them. Their obas, their chiefs, their obas are now working with them. Their politicians, a whole lot of them are now in line with what NINAS is doing. And what they are doing is part of what the entire NINAS, or the project of the entire NINAS. So that is why we are saying that this guy is actually hindering us moving forward, in the sense that he's inviting the enemies into our land. He's inviting the army. The army. Recently, I was told that a lot of army, they've moved down to the eastern region to go and quell some fire, which is instigating, which is the one finding the
evidence to your enemy. Must you announce it on
exactly? We all know. For those of us
and you have to drag them to your land to fight them in your land. Does it make sense?
No. Let us get this right. For those of us that have walked around him or with him, we understood, or we know the fact that he's not fighting our cause. So let's not even continue to give him that that accolade or something like that. No, he's working with the PDP. We know that he's working with the politicians. So he needs to continue to make this noise to get our people killed, because that's the only thing, that's the only strategy he has. He needs to continue to make it, because it gives him more money to his pocket. So for those that are saying that we're fighting, no, we need to stop this Jagbajantis guy from continuing this nonsense. He has to stop so that we can move forward. Because if he stops today, our people's focus will be shifted to what NINAS is doing. And that would extend our movement. The Yorubas are declaring a whole lot of stuff. Today, they did their Oshogbo rally. And you won't believe it. army, police, a lot of them were there. They wanted to, quell the protest, blah, blah, blah. They were even calling it a protest. But they were saying, the old Amadua were saying that theirs is rally, not protest.
Exactly.
Guess what? The army people left, they shifted and allowed them to have their rally. And it was beautiful. Listen to the first 20 minutes of their rally.
It's their right. It's the right of the people. They have the right to meet. They have the right to come together. It's their right. The way you are carrying Chakapo gun, that is not the right. You are making yourself a terrorist.
So, and you won't believe it, the police actually barricaded, kind of like covered them from any intrusion. They had a very peaceful rally.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Exactly. They had a very peaceful rally and all that. So, and they are part of NINAS. That's what we're telling you. They are following a protocol. They're following a step. They're following a template. The template is for all of us. The middle belt, the south, the middle belt and the southern region. That is the protocol is meant for. So this guy got to stop so that our own people cannot do our own rally without anybody intimidating us.
Exactly.
Right now, we can't go out. Right now, anything they do, they will think is IPOB. Right now, when you go out, they'll think you are on gun no mech or on no gunmen.
On no spirit, my dear.
They will think that on ESN or SNN. So you can't even rally. You can't go out there to continue to tell your stories and allow people understand that what we want is self-determination of the ethnic nationalities.
Using indigenous people's right, but you are
that is why we're saying that the template being used is the NINAS template by the Yorubas. So what is holding our people from using the exact same template to get this thing done? How many of them are being killed? Nobody is killing them. The police or Shoko today rallied around them, not against them.
You cannot.
So that is what we're saying.
Yes.
If he stops this is nonsense, our people will be able to go out there and do their rally, and nobody will come against us because we'll be following the protocol, we'll be following the template. So that is why it's so important. For those that are thinking, one person said that we are jealous for crying out loud. How can you be jealous of a criminal and a fraudster? Do we look like hungry people in your faces? What do we need him for? It is hindering our progress. Is the one that is actually fighting on behalf of the PDP to sustain this nonsense, these killings in Igbo land. It has to stop. So because of our people,
sometimes our people learn by experience.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It has to stop so that our movement will be faster than the speed of light. Thank you all for joining us and see you all next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my sisters. Thank you, viewers. It's happening. We know you like learning by experience. When it happens to you, you're not here. More people, as it's happening, more people are calling us and saying, hey, what were you even saying? You said that NINAS has a direction. Yes, that's what we're saying. So we're just saying that you don't need to die. This freedom is coming, but we are saying, will you be alive to see the freedom? And we want you to stay alive to see the freedom. Stay away from things that will kill you, from drugs that they are injecting in you, propaganda and lies. That's the name. Meanwhile, they don't have any plan to free you. Stay away from those so that you can hear the real plan. But if you refuse to stay away, we are still continuing. This plan, by the grace of God, we will finish it. Freedom will come. We are just begging you, stay alive to see the freedom. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you for that plea, my sister. And that's all that we are saying today. We are not here to fight you. We're not here to make you angry. We're not here to actually talk about anyone. We are here to talk about the freedom of our people and what it will take for us to get there. People should not be taking this personally. Just look at this thing from objective perspective, and you can see where we are going with this. There is no need for any other. We don't need to die when we have other options on the table. All we are saying is that go take a look at that option now. And after you take a look and you don't like, then you can say, you know what, I don't want, I want to die. Or want to go and look at it from a propaganda's perspective, from adverse perspective, from lies. They'll even go and say, "Oh, Tony wants to kill me," oh, just to distract people from what is being done. And that's not what we're saying. We say, please look at it from maybe get an outside person, because that's another thing that you do. If you really want to grow, get an outside person and say, "Here, these are the things that I'm thinking about. Can you take a look and tell me what you think?"
Yes.
And when we refer to outside person, we're talking about people that are with sanity, or not insane people, or people with addiction. We don't look at an addict will not give you any good perspective, because they're addicted to whatever their reward system won't let them think beyond what is going on. So you look at an objective person that is with their right mind and ask them, to take a look. All we want is freedom, self-determination. I want my brothers to get a good job. I have a very handsome nephew who is graduating with he's taking his second CPA exams. I don't want him to leave and come and start working here in New York when he can do wonderful things for my people. We want him to be able to get a job, get a sustainable income, and take care of a family. Is that too much to ask for? We are not here to bring down your Lord and your Savior, but all we are saying is that if that your Lord and your Savior is against the freedom of my people, we will bring him down. So check with your Lord and your Savior and said, "Hey, welcome. Is it going to stop the freedom of people?" Because someone why about daughters of truth, they will bring you down. Even if you're my father, I hear with Elijah. You come and stand in the way and say you don't want my people to get freedom. I'm sorry, Elijah. That's all I'm saying. So we want freedom for our people, and NINA's pathway is the right way to go, because there's no reason for us to die when we have good alternative.
No, but if some people want to die, they should die alone. They should not take our children along, please. We're begging them. If you want to commit suicide, leave your suicide note and die alone. Leave our children alone. Thank you. Leave our children, please. Sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good one. So leave our children alone if you want to die. Leave your suicide note and go home. And we cannot wait to see you guys. This is a graduation week for our people. My daughter is graduating with her second master's today. I actually have to go log in.
Hey,
So
congratulations.
I
Congratulations.
know God
Good
is good,
job. Good
and
job.
we want this for our people. We want this for our people. We want you to be because we have the ability to be our best. And instead of being our best, we are fighting to survive. We want you to thrive, not fighting to survive. Please, we're begging you guys to stay safe, stay out of trouble. Jiri Ezege, Jiri
Ilegi, Yes.
So that you can stay alive through this mayhem, because there's something evil going on in our land, and a lot of people are not understanding. And for those of us that do have the eyes, we are here to see for you, and we're not apologizing for it. So until next week, stay safe.
Bye. Share.
Share. Thanks for joining us.